Hey guys, it's Keith here and I'm happy to be back after the update. And this one we're going to be expecting a lot of close quarter engagement. And I mean a lot of intense moments, guys. Definitely something you want to stay and watch as the enemy pushes us to the brink and eventually drops a nuke at our position. We're going to be using our Marine Armor division today. Definitely a powerful one after the update. I'm going to be playing on the dreaded map Baltiysk Peninsula. This was definitely one of the more intense games I've played in my entire time of playing Broken Arrow, and I definitely think you would enjoy as we demonstrate how effective and efficient the Marines can be in close quarters assault and defense. So I hope you sit back, relax, grab a popcorn or drink and enjoy the show. And with the start of the match here, we're going to be bringing out the FA-18C Hornet here to challenge the skies over in Baltiysk Peninsula. And actually, we seem to be the only player bringing out an aircraft in today. Even with the changes here, I think it's always important to bring out, it's even more important to bring out an aircraft right now, as we are already facing off against multiple enemy aircraft, a couple Su-27 as well as a MiG-29. This is the MiG-29 SMT. FA-18 is going to be turning around, trying to engage, but we're definitely overwhelmed here, outnumbered and outmatched by all these Russian aircrafts. Even a Su-35S is at the back here, belonging to the red player. So definitely not an even fight for our Hornet here, but we did end up with a net positive. So thankful to our teammate Sam Batteries here, landing some crucial shots into the enemy aircrafts there. So we haven't been securing the, we did not manage to secure the air today, so our teammate here was initially trying to push over to the island on the left, has to pull his helicopters back now at the risk of getting them eliminated. Nevertheless, our Marines now are pushing deep into the Charlie position, and we're gonna be playing in the center of Baltiysk once again. And if you've watched my previous video, you can definitely expect a lot of fights, very epic moments into the center of Baltiysk here. One of the Humvees carrying a Force Recon is going to make a detour towards the left side here just to get eyes and capture the Gamma position, as we do have the infantry now, Marines as well as the mech riflemen, Stinger teams already pushing up ahead. But we do have the ACV with the Marine Raiders CQC, very powerful, one of the stars, definitely the stars of the show in this video today. But the Marine Raiders is coming under fire against multiple boomerangs here, with a lot of units belonging to the orange player already in these high rises here. But the Marine Raiders is going to quickly eliminate the enemy Diversanti squad. Already you can see the enemy has a double AGS teams. These are grenade launchers, definitely going to be painful for my Marine Raiders here to deal with. We're going to have to be careful and tactical about our Marines' movements. ACV already eliminated one of the enemy's boomerang. This ACV-30 is actually equipped with a Bushmaster 25mm auto-cannon round, so going to be providing some necessary damage support here. You can see the enemy already has a very commanding positions over these high rises here, and they have actually also captured the Charlie position, so we're gonna have to pull back our forces here. Lav AD thankfully managed to survive that cornet strike. The teammate here, the teal player, is providing some necessary, very accurate artillery support, damaging these boomerang as well as these infantries that are currently holding the high rises here. It's going to be making quick work of those boomerangs, which is going to deny the enemy player some transports down the line. King Stallion, the staple of the Marines here, it's going to be bringing in a massive supply dump where our MTVR is already in station waiting for these supplies to drop off. So the Charlie position is being taken by the enemy player now. We're going to have to make a push into the Charlie position to re-secure that objective. And already our Marines going to be pushed up, trying to engage and, well, do some damage towards these orange player support squads. There's even a cornet team over on those high rises on the left side here. As you can see in this map, particularly in Charlie, these high rises here are definitely a very commanding position for any support units here. Long range ATGMs, Eagler missiles or manpad squads, and even these AGS can be a very efficient unit to hold into. But just like our previous video, they're gonna come under heavy artillery assault. These are prime target for artillery, so the enemy player is gonna have to move his units very frequently to get them running away from these artillery strike. AAVP, and this AAVP is a perfect combination, perfect transport here. The AAVP can actually hold 21 seats, which is perfect for a Marine as well as a CAAT-Dragon combination. And a CAAT-Dragon team is definitely a powerful supporting unit here for our Marines. CAAT-Dragon does come equipped with the 50 caliber machine gun as well as double Dragon 3 launchers, so able to take out enemy infantry from afar as well as enemy vehicles. We're going to see that in action a little bit as our Marines push us out into the next tower here, unveiling a lot of Stinger, Igler as well as Verba teams on the back lines here, as well as multiple enemy forces. So Marines going to take a lot of fire from these infantry, and we're going to have to make sure that we pull our Marines back. Already we're facing up against triple enemy players here, the orange, red as well as the purple player, so we're in a bit of a fight here. Thankfully we do have the teal players artillery for support, landing some crucial strikes at the back here. You see the range of these cornets in these high rises here is just amazing. So our Dragonfire has been taking damage a bit. So we're gonna have to pull that back, but here we go. A lot of things are happening right now as our forces here manages to take out the enemy Barbarous that was charging in, and lo and behold an SSO comes out. And with the new updates, if your infantry takes if the transport gets blown up, your infantry that it's carrying inside is gonna inherit the stress. In this case, the SSO is not as effective as the enemy player would like them to be, so we're going to take advantage of that as well. So a very brutal fight early on. Our CAAT-Dragon is gonna try to retreat. ACV is now doing the job of ferrying our soldiers back to the back lines here to get them resupplied. Our ACV providing some crucial support against the purple players. Sappers now coming in, as well as a bombing run by our teammate here, destroying a lot of the enemy forces. What a crazy start of the game here, as our ground forces here holds the line, the Marines stand strong, while our teammate teal player here provides very crucial airstrike as well as artillery support. But we are in danger of being pushed out of the position right now, as our units are heavily damaged, ACV running extremely low on health, and with the enemy Barbarous now pushing aggressively into a position, our Marine Raiders are gonna have to hold their ground on their own. But against the SSO inside the buildings here, the SSO is gonna be really punishing my Marine Raiders. So Marine Raiders, as strong as they can be, not gonna do well against SSO inside the same building. Thankfully, however, we do have another AAVP here, this one with a regular Marine, as our teammates Leopard now trying to move into position to engage the enemy Barbarous. But our Marine's gonna get to it first as it launches its AT-4 into the Barbarous, striking that Barbarous down. With the Barbarous gone and the SSO now out of position here, AAVP Barbarous as well as the AAVP Marines as well as the Leopard is gonna make short work of that SSO. What a hectic fight, guys. Definitely the new update has made some changes to the way vehicles, especially tank, works, but definitely introduces some kind of bugs to the game as well, so hopefully they get that fixed. Now I want you to draw your attention to my small team on the left side here. Managed to make it all the way back from the front lines, and it's down to a single man trying to get them into position, but the Malka actually took my small team out from that distance, so a little bit of a bug, I think, so that Malka at that range, at the distance, should not have been able to eliminate my small team. Definitely there's going to be more bugs to highlight in, at the later stages of this video here, but for now we have managed to secure Charlie as well as Gamma. So Gamma is not being attacked right now, but we want to be able to defend Gamma against any potential enemy pushes here, so we're going to be bringing in some reinforcements to hold into Gamma. Now, as crazy as that fight was just now, let's talk a bit about the current situation of the game. Our team score is doing relatively okay. We are up ahead by 1 point in terms of objective score, and kill score wise, we're definitely up as well. Enemy Malka. These are the purple players. Malka continue its shelling into our Marines here as our teammate. All throughout the front, actually, our teammate has been doing a fantastic job at holding their line against the enemy players here. AAVP once again is going to be bringing up the Marine and CAAT-Dragon team combination here. Definitely a good way to use the AAVP, I think. Using these Marines as well as the CAAT-Dragon, as you can see on the left side here, I do have another combination team. Using these units together is definitely something you want to consider when you're playing as the Marines. Once again, the CAAT-Dragon is going to be providing your Marines a lot of necessary medium to long range support, while your Marines push us in very aggressively to finish off the enemy forces here. Either they be infantry or vehicles. In this case, our CAAT-Dragon in a position to intercept one of the enemy Euros and heavily damage the enemy boomerang. Over in the distance, you can see the purple players Malka as well as Tornado. Once again, even though the update was supposed to prevent the enemy, prevent players or discourage players from using artillery pieces, we're still seeing a lot of them today. Hopefully that changes soon. But for now, we can quickly expect the orange player to push into a position once again. But this time, our Marines are in a position in this vantage point here. It's once again the high rises here is going to be providing our units a lot of vision, a lot of range into these enemy positions towards the north side here. The enemy did send a bunch of Guards Motostrelki teams, deadly units against any armor, but not so much against our Marines as well as the Raiders here on the left side, quickly eliminating that Guards team. But like I said before, this entire section of the high rises here is prime real estate for enemy artillery bombardment, so our Marines gonna have to quickly be shift back. Thankfully, the ACV is in position to evacuate the Marine squad. We have constant explosions happening all around, especially in our sector here. Our tank, the Sep V2 trophy here, proving itself in value, holding the line but coming up against the enemy attack helicopters right now. The red player does have a KA-29 as well as an Alligator, I think. KA-52 Alligator is going to be a very serious threat against my ground forces here. The vehicles as well as the infantry are not necessarily equipped to handle the enemy helicopter forces. So a little bit of a mistake on our end for not pushing up the anti-air assets that we have. Our Stinger team is already down on its ammo. We're gonna have to quickly readjust that. Our Dragonfire did provide some smoke screen, and we're targeting the enemy's position towards the other side of the road here, which is gonna be providing our forces here the opportunity to escape and retreat back into the tree line here to get supplies, to get some supplies to heal up and get them back into the fight. As you can see in the bottom side here, the new update actually allows for certain vehicles to have supplies on board, which is going to be coming, well, it's going to be a little bit handy for certain situations, I think. But for the most of the time, I think it's far better for you to bring your units back into a supply dump to get them patched up as well. The current feature affords these kind of vehicles here to actually have infinite ammo, so it's something that I'm not really happy about. I think there should be a limit to the number of supplies that the vehicles can carry. Hopefully they're gonna fix that soon as well. Nevertheless, we did manage to thwart the enemy's second or maybe third attempt into assaulting our Charlie position at the cost of some of our units here. That was definitely a hectic fight for me. Thankfully, we do have the support of our teammate and our coordination of our units here definitely makes it a very good time for us. Triple Stinger teams here in the center, gonna be holding the center, trying to anticipate any potential enemy helicopter assault as our teammates here continues to shell the enemy position. and destroying some more targets. Now the second bug here definitely is coming in. For some reason, our ACV that was carrying the Marines down here was destroyed, and our teammate's coup at the ping here was also destroyed. But we're just not sure what it was destroyed by, because the enemy tornado did not land anywhere near my ACV or our teammate's artillery piece here. So definitely, I think that was a bug as well. Hopefully they get that fixed too. And red players K29 pushing in too close here, gonna be intercepted by my LAV AD. So lucky to have the LAV AD charging in and eliminating the enemy helicopter pushing in. 5 seconds into the end of phase 1, and we are at a very healthy position as we secure our positions as well as a kill score, making us +2 against the enemy forces here. For the time being, teammates on the right side here, we are actually joined by pretty good teammates, I think. Very solid play so far. Over on the right side of our flank here, we are joined by the neon player, the dark green player, as well as the lime green player here. With our side here focusing on Charlie is going to be myself as well as the teal player. The teal player is supporting us with a lot of artillery support today, so thankful for him for doing so. As our forces here is trying to get reorganized at the lull of the game for the time being. You can see my MTVR busy ferrying these supplies throughout the entire battlefield here. And it's always a good idea to have multiple supply dumps whenever you can. So the MTVR is designed specifically for that, to really ship or ferry these supplies into different positions where our units can have, will be able to utilize these supplies whenever they need to. But our units, especially our Marines now, being in a position to spot these boomerangs now coming in for another assault attempt into Charlie. The orange player has been relentless at his assault into our position. We're gonna receive that assault and push him back eventually. The red player has been using a lot of attack helicopters as well as cruise missiles. So any cruise missiles you see, it's most likely coming from his cruise missile helicopters from the Russian side. As you can see, our CAAT-Dragon now engaging the enemy Metis squad from a distance. The machine guns, the Mardust here, proving its value. As our Marines in this high-rise here is going to be engaging the enemy forces up close. More boomerang here is going to be unloading some units in these buildings here. As you can see, the tank shell coming in from the right side belonging to our tank here is also providing some crucial support against the enemy forces. Orange players once again bringing in a lot of these AGS-30 Balkans here. Very pretty decent grenade launcher squad, but the way you want to use them is likely further back behind with assaulting infantry covering them. So getting them into the direct line of fire against my Marines here is going to be a problem for him. My tank is going to be leading the charge straight towards the... Oh guys, nukes are still a thing in this game. Nevertheless, our ACV-30 is going to be offloading the Marine Raiders. Hopefully, the Marine Raiders going to make short work of those grenade launcher squads. But the enemy did nuke our position here. And we do have a massive gap in our lines right now. Our AAVP here spotting that the red player is now bringing in a BMP-3. He's going to have to retreat that AAVP. That was a relatively painful nuke, I think. One that definitely destroyed a Sep V2 trophy as well as multiple Stinger teams. So we're gonna have to quickly bring in more reinforcements to shore up our defenses over in Charlie. One silver lining for me though is that the orange player failed to time the nuke to his advantage, I think. So if the nuke came much sooner, or if the orange player waited for the nuke to happen before pushing his forces in, then it would definitely have made it more difficult for me to hold the Charlie position. We would have a different game here today. Right now the ACV is just going to be bringing the Marine Raiders back into the supply dump, and our tank is going to be following closely behind it as well. The amount of supplies available to us today, it's just crazy.
Already there. Moving there now.
With the lull in the game so far, I just want to say a quick thank you for all of you. We've just managed to breach the 100 subscribers mark. I mean, sincerely, I'm at a loss for words, because honestly I think I'm just having fun with the game so far, and I wanted to share with you some of my games here. So thank you for your subscription. I definitely hope that you enjoy our shows here. Without further ado, let's get back into the game. Our Sep V2 trophy now engaging the enemy T-14 Armatas, and with the new updates, tank assault or tank play here is more crucial than ever. As you can see, our T-14, the enemy T-14 is definitely going to be punishing our Sep V2 trophy. Our teammate here, Ziyuzi, called for a surprising surrender, which was completely and unanimously outvoted themselves, because I think we are definitely in a very good, strong position to be able to win this game. I think Ziyu was the light green player on the right flank here, having problems against the pink and the peach players, so hopefully he's gonna have to shore up his defenses as the orange player once again commits to a very daring assault. But this time our teammate teal player is going to be bringing up double leopards here, charging straight towards the objective ring here, contending against the orange player's position. But the orange player is bringing up multiple Guards Motostrelki teams. Once again, these are premier units to fight against enemy armor targets here. As you can quickly see, our teammate's Leopard has already been taken down. So it's going to be up to our Marines here to eliminate the enemy infantry. But over in the distance here, you can see the enemy attack helicopter actually commanding a very commanding position, able to provide a lot of support. Marine Raiders unfortunately bumping into the enemy SSO. Another big fight ensues in this position, very tight, close quarters battles, and definitely something you want to see. Marines now, it's going to be taking cover inside this building as the ACV tries to provide support against the enemy SSO. The helicopter is still providing a long-range assault here, as our Dragonfire providing a smoke screen just to try to split the enemy forces up. But here comes our supporting elements, our tanks now pushing deep in, as well as the ACV with another Marine Raider squad here. It's going to be charging in forwards to avenge his fellow squad mates, and it's going to be destroying the enemy SSO squad. Another massive tornado bombardment towards our backlines here and destroys a lot of our supplies. And thankfully we have managed to split up our supplies beforehand, and so we still have some backups ready for our units here. We are recapturing the Charlie position. That means the enemy no longer has any assets in play, and definitely a strong display of constant assault with clever units usage, I think. But here comes the enemy's cruise missile targeting actually successfully destroying our Dragonfire here, which failed to move after it's fired, and therefore it's gonna be eating that cluster, well, that cruise missile. I did bring up the FA-18C Hornet here because I suspect the enemy might have a drone flying overhead. The enemy was able to spot our unit's position very freely, but we're not seeing any drones so far. We do, however, see a couple of Su-25 SM as well as Su-24 coming in, so our Hornet here is going to be engaging these enemy assault aircraft here. Thankfully, we do have some Patriots at the back here belonging to our teammates, and these Patriots are going to make short work of the enemy aircrafts. You can see our tanks now trying to use these foliage, these tree lines for cover. As our forces on the left side here are not being engaged, snipers able to keep line of sight, and it's going to be laser designating that T-14 Armata that's just been left over there. We do have a Marines in the center of Charlie here just to prevent the enemy from pushing in units to recapture the Charlie position, but once again We have successfully defended against the enemy assault. We need to bring in more reinforcements to secure our positions further. We are down a man for now, as one of our teammates here, the Ziyu, the guy who called for the surrender earlier on. Technically, I think he, rage quit, I think. So he's a deserter. So unfortunately, we do have one man down for the time being. So the pressure is on for us right now to hold what we have, because in terms of scores, we are not very safe in winning the game for the time being. MTVR this time with double CAAT-Dragon squads is going to be pushing up to offload. You can see I'm queuing up some of these movements here. Once the MTVR has dropped off his units, it's going to be coming in to fetch the supplies and ship it across the entire front, making sure that all of our units here, as well as the teammates, will have ample supply dumps for them to rearm, repair, and make sure they get back into the fight closer, quicker than ever. A drone from our side here is going to be providing a lot of information over on the right flank here. You can see the enemy does have a lot of artillery support assets in play right now. But constantly we're just going to have to make sure that we move our units all the time. Venom has been brought up. This one is going to be carrying a force recon squad as well as a sniper, as we crucially need some recon over on the right flank here. The King Stallion is going to be bringing in a lot of Marines here, another CAAT-Dragon team, as well as a single Marine squad. It's undoubtedly the orange player as well as the red player must have been building up their forces on the north side of Charlie here. We're going to have to be careful about that. If you look at the map right now, over on the island here, our teal player here has been slowly developing his forces on the island. So we're gonna expect that island to be coming under assault by our teammate teal player here. We're gonna be pushing out this M1A1 HC here into the enemy Kurganets, destroying that Kurganets, helping our neon player here, who's also playing with the Marines. And this is the Marines Cavalry deck combination here. For the time being, we're just gonna put our units into positions where we can show up our defenses both on towards the front and to the right side. But our recon drone here is going to be spotting that the orange player is bringing in a couple of Euros as well as the boomerangs here. So we're definitely going to be expecting another push into our position once again. Cruise missile strikes down the enemy T-14 Armata that was laser designated by our sniper here earlier on. As you can see, we're spreading out our units once again. We do have a lot of Marines just behind the Charlie objective. Ideally, I want to be pushing them towards the high rises there, as the high rises does provide for a lot of advantage for us, able to spot the entire field towards the front. But without a solid plan to reinforce our units that would have taken the high rises there, it's going to be a very dangerous position for us. Enemy Malka destroys one of our supply dump there. But thankfully our M1A1 HC does not take any serious damage. But this time the purple player is joining the orange player and assaulting our position, so our units are going to be pushing up right now. Marines pushing in towards the ring here, as our CAAT-Dragon team on the left is going to be providing some crucial machine gun fire support. Purple player does have a couple of BTRs, boomerangs, as well as the BMPs now coming in. So our units here is going to be perfect to counter against all of these enemy units here. Here comes the big push as the orange player now comes in. Attack helicopter to the back is going to be providing some support. Once again, the Malka now shelling our position. Our CAAT-Dragon team is going to bear the full brunt of the enemy Malka's attention. We do have the units around. Now Marines are now holding their position very steadfastly. Tanks now moving towards the side here. It's going to be providing some support. And here comes the bombs. Lovely bombing strike from our teammate F-15EX Eagle. I think that was the F-15 Strike Eagle, sorry guys. Definitely a very timely bomb, expertly done. So kudos to our teal player here for providing that crucial support. Malka still being a problem for my CAAT-Dragon team here. So CAAT-Dragon's gonna have to pull back very quickly. We did lose a couple of units, I think, but the majority of our units actually made it out alive. So we're gonna be pulling them back and get them refreshed. As you can see, I did bring up a Catfay here. The Catfay is well, the Catfay is the marine equivalent of what the Buratino could have been. So definitely a very powerful unit. Does take a long time to aim, but we're gonna be using the Catfay here to try and provide some cover. But our tanks here is gonna be eliminating the enemy's positions over to the left. We're gonna have to be careful with our tanks here, as the enemy no doubt will be bringing a helicopter to try and ambush our tanks. Our cavalry scout trying to eliminate the enemy Terminators, but unfortunately the Terminator is going to be getting away. So we're going to bring the scouts back to a supply dump and get them healed up. Teammates not paying attention to his Leopard. It's going to be taking some fire right now, so we're going to be pushing in our left AD to try and cover our teammates' Leopard's retreat. The AA team is going to have to be moved very quickly, as the enemy is no doubt going to be targeting some artillery towards the Stinger team's position. Once again, the enemy's assault into our Charlie position has been thwarted, and that was a stunning, stellar display of the Marines' tenacity, as well as some crucial airstrikes from the American forces here. Definitely something that I hope you enjoyed as well. AAVP is going to be ferrying some of these units here. These were units that were holding the position when the enemy assaulted our side, and now fully freshened up by the supply dump here. We're going to be telling the units to get back into position, albeit a different position this time, so that they can be of use in the future. The enemy cruise missile did strike down my LAV AD in this match. I've been losing my LAV AD quite frequently, so definitely something that I need to work on. But over on the island, if you pay attention to the map here, our teammate Teal player here has been making a very good attempt at assaulting that objective. So far it seems like the purple player is now defending the location. We do also have a disconnect on the enemy side, and this is actually the orange player that's been constantly throwing his units towards our position here. So the orange player is not going to be joining back the fight again. Again, the enemy player is going to be suffering from a deserter on their team as well. I think desertion is a terrible thing to do, very unsportsmanlike. So if you're playing the game as well, just don't desert, guys. Do your best. I think having the patience to slow it down, build up your forces, and assault the objectives with your teammates is gonna be the answer, and certainly not desertion. But let me know what you think in the comments below, if you have any different opinions on that. Anyway, our snipers now taking up the high-rise position here is going to be providing a lot of information for us, especially the positions of the enemy assault helicopters that are coming in. Catfay is still holding fire right now, as we were anticipating another push, but seeing that the enemy is not making any movements towards our position right now, with the orange player has disconnected from the line, we're going to be taking the advantage right now to recapture the high rises there, and get our units in a better position to prevent the enemy from pushing into Charlie in the first place. In this map, it's a little bit difficult to push towards the front here, but if you can, then try to do so. These high rises here provides a lot of good opportunities for our units to take cover in and prevent. This AAVP is going to be pushing out to try and suss out any potential enemy positions here, and not seeing any ATGMs right now. We're going to have more confidence in pushing our units further up ahead. In my little head cannon, this AAVP, the vehicle commander, was actually tired of waiting and has decided to just push up ahead and try and get some action for himself, which is probably going to land him into some trouble with command. But I think that this AAVP vehicle commander made the right call. It's going to be a hero AAVP. We're going to see that in a bit. But with our AAVP pushing out, we're not seeing enemy forces across our position here. We're going to have that confidence to push out our units. Unfortunately, I mismicroed a little bit, so our CAAT-Dragon team is going to be destroyed by the enemy Terminator. This AAVP is going to charge straight into the Foxtrot sector, eliminating another Verba team on the way and capturing the Foxtrot position for us. Our M1A1 HC now pushing up across as well, as this Sep V2 trophy is going to be taking the highway here to push all the way towards the enemy back lines. Now, doing this is rather dangerous, especially with the enemy helicopters presently flying overhead. So we're going to have to make sure that we get some anti-air units, our LAV AD, as well as the Stinger team in support. Ideally, you want to move your units all together. But in this case, I figured that I can take a little bit of an opportunity here to push my tanks out to try and see if we can spot some enemy positions here. And our M1A1 HC is going to be rewarded with with the enemy Malka's position here. The division is going to be coming under attack by our single M1A1 HC. This AAVP has successfully captured Foxtrot. It's going to be pushing towards the left side here to eliminate the enemy artillery pieces. M1A1 HC is going to be taking care of these Malkas here. In total, triple enemy Malkas has been destroyed by the single M1A1 HC. We do have a couple of tanks here to provide support for our Neon player here, as the Neon player is being pushed by the Pink player's forces. We're going to be pushing our tanks out to try and secure this tree line as well. We do come up against the enemy Kurganets as well as another AGS team. Another nuke goes off, and this time our Neon player was the target. So unfortunately, he's going to lose a lot of units here. But it's going to be a moot point because our forces now are slowly breaching the enemy lines, as this AAVP commander is finding another Verba team, as well as getting closer towards the enemy artillery division towards the back here. I was tempted to push into Echo and eliminate the enemy cruise missile batteries there, but learning from my past mistakes, so to say, it's always a chance that we might overextend. And in fact, this is somewhat of an overextension already, so you want to be careful and not to overextend too much, because the potential of the enemy swinging the entire battle towards their side could be high, and if we overextend, it's gonna make that happen even more likely. LAV AD trying to engage in a duel against the enemy helicopters, but unfortunately our LAV AD gets taken down. We do have a Stinger team nearby. It's going to be landing the final Stinger missile, striking down the enemy helicopter. This AAVP, as you see the burning trail of smoke on the left side here, has also managed to take down two more enemy artillery pieces here. And so HC now proving to be a nuisance towards the back lines. With our tanks pushed up so far up, and our teammates on the right side here having the reinforcements pushing into their objectives, we're definitely putting a lot of pressure into the enemy positions right now. But alas, our M1A1 HC does finally get taken down, but it definitely has been proving itself immensely in value. That M1A1 did manage to take out triple enemy Malkas for itself. You can see our poor Marines having to make the his way on foot. And this small marine detachment here is trying to take position in some of these high rises here. Once again, we want to make sure that we control some of these high rises here, as they provide excellent cover and excellent vision across the entire map. Our tank now engaging with the enemy Cougar nets. So as you can see with the new updates, the tank is actually it's a very serious threat against enemy armor here. But coming up against the enemy Guards Motostrelki team, or M1A1 HC, is going to quickly lose that battle. Multiple enemy tanks has been spotted here, and these are T-72, I believe these are T-72 BAs. It's going to be engaging or moving in this direction here, so our Sep V2 trophy is going to have a fight in their hands. We do have a Viper here moving into position to try and provide support and engage, destroy some of these tanks for us. As you can see, I'm constantly just developing my position, making sure that I anticipate the enemy's movements, and at all times possible, just continuous pressure against the enemy position here. Oh, here we go. The Sep V2 trophy has engaged the enemy tanks, but coming up against triple T-72 at close range, Sep V2 trophy is not going to be able to stand or fight that on its own. So the AH-1Z Viper here is going to be coming in, using these buildings for cover. It's going to be launching its Hellfire missile towards the T-72 B3M arena. What a wild curve of the Hellfire, as the Hellfire misses or loses its track into the T-72 and diverts into the enemy BTR. I'm not a weapon expert, but if you know, if some of you knows that the Hellfire can actually do such a thing, do let me know in the comments below. A second Sep V2 trophy here is going to be engaging the enemy Cougar Nets team. Our Marine Raider is going to quickly take care of the enemy Guards Motostrelki squad. Lav AD trying to engage the enemy helicopters again. Once again, we're losing a lot of Lav AD in this match. We did see our Force Recon is in a position to be spotting that the purple player has his supply down and is moving his tanks towards that position. So our infantry, our Marines as well as the small team, is now currently on the left side here pushing towards the enemy tank. We want to try to eliminate the enemy tank as quickly as possible as well. More reinforcements coming the way. AAVP is going to be fast moving into the objective. This AAVP commander is going to be spotting that a missile has been coming from that direction. It's going to be moving into that position, destroying the enemy SAM batteries as well. The enemy makes a mistake of smoking out his tanks, so our Marines now is going to move in very quickly, sprinting towards those buildings there and eventually destroying the enemy tanks. All throughout the front, the enemy seems to have given up the fight and has lost a lot of steam trying to assault into our positions once again. It's a small team as well as the Marines now taking high ground position and launching its rockets directly on top of these tanks, quickly destroying it without destroying the supply dump as well. You can see with our constant pressure quickly eliminating, as our AAVP commander pushes in, it's gonna be spotting the enemy S300 battery. That was definitely a hero AAVP commander here. Our units now, as you can see, the Force Recon able to spot these enemy troop movements. So our Marines as well as the CAAT-Dragon is going to quickly intercept the enemy Typhoon, destroying that Typhoon quickly, which is going to cause stress to be incurred onto the VDV Spetsnaz squad here. So our units are not going to have any trouble engaging the enemy forces here. FAD getting intercepted by the enemy Morskaya Pechota, the Navy, or essentially the Marines of the Russian Navy too. So we're gonna get a little bit aggressive with our AAVP here, trying to engage the enemy forces here. Our units in a position to intercept the enemy OSA as well as the red players infantry. Sep V2 trophy is gonna be lending support into these peach player here, as our teammates Ku once again providing artillery support against the enemy infantry as well. We are going to be coming up against the enemy Chernihiv team, which is a very dangerous unit here. Definitely special forces belonging to the Russian Navy. Now CAAT-Dragon is not going to be able to hold out on their own. But with 56 seconds left to the clock, we're going to be looking at a very outstanding victory for ourselves.
Search and destroy. AT specialist.
Force Recon is going to have range here. It's going to be using his sniper rifle to engage the enemy infantry here as the Chernihiv team comes into position, and it's going to be engaging by engaging our Marines as well. Left AD pushing forward as the enemy helicopter has been a constant problem for us throughout this entire game. The teammates F-15 Eagle strikes once again and delivers a amazing bombing run into the enemy position. Definitely something we like to see. 5 seconds left on the clock, and definitely a solid win for our side. Managed to push all the way deep into the enemy territory, and that's it. GG. What a crazy game, guys. We've ended up with 10,410 kills, 5,630 deaths with a fantastic ratio of 1.85. Plenty of medals, and I think this is the most amount of medals that I've gotten in a single game so far. But definitely a crazy match to begin with. There was a lot of great moments to be shared in this game. I think a lot of close quarters engagement. Our Marine Raiders CQC has been fantastic throughout the job, as well as our teammates' artillery support crucial. Not to mention the hero AAVP vehicle commander. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you liked this one. And as always, I'll see you in the next one, guys.